Trying to find the one piece before Blackbeard or any wannabe succeed and get that soon. Yeah. Good fortune comes upon me, cause my game is way better than the martial artist Sanji's. I'm not worried about the women.
How are y'all doing? Double 4 Anime here. Today I wanted to do a One Piece discussion, and this is probably the most sought out question in all of the One Piece fandom, and that is, what is the One Piece treasure? There's many theories, one huge one regarding the poneglyphs and the ancient weapons. Today I wanted to talk about a couple of different theories, some pros and cons with them. None of the stuff is actually confirmed, but there are some potential spoilers, because the one regarding the poneglyphs and ancient weapons, more specific Uranus, the ancient weapon, is something that most people haven't been able to disapprove yet, and it's something that, you know, can potentially be correct, if not partially correct. So here are the 4 major theories. The first one is that the One Piece treasure is just a treasure, just gold, valuables, potentially some secret powerful valuable that only maybe Goldie Roger had in his possession, something of that sort. This is definitely a possibility, just knowing that Oda is obsessed with pirates and treasure and stuff like that. However, one of the biggest weaknesses with this one is the fact that it's too simple. Imagine going on 20 years or 15 years of reading One Piece, and the big sought-out question is just its treasure. I think that Oda himself likes to make things more complicated, and the fact that he's bringing up all of these different, like, ancient weapons and this blank period of history and the whole Will of D thing, it kind of kicks that theory out the water, because why would something be so simple if he's introducing all of these complicated things into the One Piece story? But that's definitely a possibility, not what I think it is, honestly. The second one is kind of like a spiritual thing or message. What I mean by that is Luffy learns something very valuable along the way. I hate to quote Fairy Tail, but the power of friendship, something of that sort, definitely might be the One Piece treasure. You know, the One Piece, maybe your heart, you know, your soul, basically. You know, it's corny, but it's been used in so many stories that I can't just say, oh, Oda can't use this, or Oda won't use this. However, it also suffers from what the first theory suffered from, and that's it's too potentially simple. Part of this theory is also potentially a wish. Maybe eventually one of the Straw Hats will die, or someone very important will die, a magical genie will appear, or something of that sort, like a super magical transcription or something like that, and Luffy says, I want this, I want that, or something magical and out of the question. So, that's the second one. But again, that one's pretty simple. Also, people take into account that regardless of what Oda does, people are going to be dissatisfied. Just look at the Obito revelation. Hundreds of speculations, only one was correct, only one part of the fandom was correct, and that just got people angry. So the wish friendship one is definitely something that could happen, but I feel as if it's a bit too simple, and people would be extremely pissed off if that were the case. The third one, which is a very major theory, and this one has yet to be disapproved, and it's basically as follows. Spoiler alert. The One Piece is not a treasure, but a plan to use the ancient weapons Poseidon, Pluton, and Uranus to sink the Red Line, which would thus create the All Blue. The ocean without currents, the ocean that's all united. And if we go back to Madame Charlie's prediction that Luffy would destroy Fishman Island's right under the Red Line. So the Red Line sinks, Fishman Island destroyed. As we know, there was an age called the Void Century in One Piece's world timeline. Except Roger's pirate, not a single living soul on this planet have any idea what really happened within that gap. And the fact that Whitebeard said it's gonna shake the worlds, the One Piece does exist. How could treasure shake the worlds? The only realistic conclusion is that the ancient weapons have something to do with this, which is why they were introduced to kind of like tie into this theory. The will that Whitebeard talked about, Roger's will, actually came from 800 years ago. He was a descendant of one of the Ancient Kingdom's people. The Ancient Kingdom was a big kingdom and ruled over the whole world, like the world government does now. They apparently also had a pretty advanced civilization. Continuing on with the theory, the Ancient Kingdom had an issue. In One Piece, there's 4 seas: East, West, North, and South. Each were separated by the Red Line and the Grand Line. This was preventing people from traveling, so unfortunately they had to do something, or else the Ancient Kingdom wouldn't be able to reach its full potential. So they created a project, an insane one. The project was eliminating the Red Line and the Grand Line to fuse the 4 seas into one big ocean, the United Ocean. This project came to be known as the One Peace. So to do so, they started to build weapons which would be strong enough to destroy the Red Line, and now today they're known as the Ancient Weapons. The rest of the theory will be down below. I'm not going to get too in depth. Now, some of the pros and cons of this theory are, one, it's super crazy and complicated. Like, Oda could just, like, go on the internet, see, oh, they figured it out, let me change it. That's, you know, one thing. And it's just overall very complicated. It's not something that is very simple. However, it hasn't been disproven, and everything just clicks together so perfectly that it's just so hard to disprove. I mean, is it a coincidence that Madame Shirley just would be wrong this one time that Luffy would destroy Fishman Island? And how else would he destroy Fishman Island? How could there be an all blue in the sea if all occurrence are all fucked up? It could only mean that these ancient weapons, which, why would they be introduced? You see, it all clicks together perfectly, and that's the pro, that it clicks together perfectly. And then the last major theory that a lot of people have is a dream. The One Piece is a dream of adventure. I believe the One Piece has something to do with the ancient weapons, otherwise why would they be introduced? But I don't believe it has to do with the oceans coming together to create the all blue. If all the One Piece is to use the ancient weapons to unite the ocean, why wouldn't Goldie Roger tell all of the people that he trusted and knew to do just that? To me, it seems like there's so many ways around it. However, I can't disapprove of it. Maybe the One Piece is the ancient weapon Uranus itself.